I did a Sigerson Clifford song earlier, and here's one of his well known poems. He was born Edward Clifford, and at 6, which for whatever reason was not uncommon in large families, he was sent to live with his grandfather, who was a great storyteller and encouraged him to tell stories. And he took to poetry writing. This is probably one of his best known. He adopted, his name was Edward, as I said, or Ned, but he adopted the name Sigerson, which was his mother's maiden name. So Sigerson Clifford's The Ballad of the Tinker's Wife. When cocks curved throats for crowing and cows in slumber kneeled, she tiptoed out the half door and crossed her father's field. Down the mountain shoulders the ragged dawnlight came, and a cold wind from the westland blew out the last star's flame. Her father, the strong farmer, had horses, sheep and cows, 100 verdant acres and slates upon his house. And she stole with the starlight from where her life began to roam the roads of Ireland with a travelling tinkerman. His hair was brown and curling, his eyes were brown as well, his tongue would charm the hinges of the gates of hell. At Cahir Fair she saw him, as he was hurrying by, and the song that he was singing would lure a lark from the sky. Her footsteps slowed to standing. She stood and stared that day. He made a noose of music and pulled her heart away. And so she left her slate roof and her father rich and strong, because her mind was turning about a tinker's song. They walked the roads of Ireland, went up the hills and down, past many an empty bogland, through many a noisy town. She rode upon the ass cart to rest a tired leg. She learned the lore of tinkers, and he taught her how to beg. The three-tide house of planter is colder than east wind. The hall door of the gombeen has no welcome for our kind. The farmstead of the grabber is hungry as a stone, but the little house of Kerry will give you half their own. She cut the cards for girls, she made their eyes grow bright. She read the palms of women and saw their lips go tight. A dark man will marry you on a day of June. There's money coming across the water, coming to you soon. Oh, he'll be rich and handsome, and I see a bridal feast. Your daughter will dwell in Dublin, your son will be a priest. They rode along together, the woman pale and wan, the black ass young and giddy, and the brown-eyed tinker man. He bought up mules and jinnets and sang songs far and wide, but she never gave him children to fill his heart with pride. She never gave him children to spoil his sleep with cries, but she saw his empty arms and the hunger in his eyes. She saw the lonely bogland. She felt the killing wind, and the fine home of her father kept turning in her mind. She felt the chill rain falling. She grew tired of it all, and twisting in the darkness, she died within her shawl. They dug a cold grave for her and left her all alone, and the tinker man went with them, his heart as grey as stone. She was the best of women, the flower of the ball. She never gave me children, but that's no blame at all. A lass may break her mother's heart, a son his father's head. Maybe she is happier now, sleeping with the dead. He drank his fill of porter and turned his face to life, and hit the road for Puck Fair to get another wife.